Okay. Sorry about the little bit of confusion there for a brief second. Made a slight mistake in not remembering the fact that I was like, oh wait, I'm in the wrong scene category right at the moment. So I also forgot that I don't have my music playing right at this moment in time. So let me go ahead and kind of get that started as well, just so my headset doesn't die on me. There we go. And no, sorry, I cannot play any said music because, well, um, copyright and all that. Maybe at some point, maybe someday, I may be able to get myself like an actual license to play said music, you know, over the internet, you know, but until said time, yeah, we're just gonna have to kind of go without. So while I play a few puzzle games, you'll have to put in your own music and the like. So so we're gonna play a little bit of do a little bit of puzzles here. I'll probably do that for like about an hour till about 4:30, and then we'll get started into some Warframe after that. Um, so yesterday, I did both the Pic-a-Pix and Cross-a-Pix puzzles. So that was yesterday. If anybody wants to kind of follow that up, um, sometimes I do like Sim-a-Pix, Link-a-Pix, Fill-a-Pix, and Block-a-Pix, on my own time kind of thing. But um, for the most part, oh, okay. For the most part, they can be a little. Um, Sometimes I have a difficult time with these. Like, at times my mind can't figure out exactly what needs to happen, especially if they're like really difficult puzzles. I'd have to do it feels like a lot of guessing to try to figure out some of them. obviously, there are parts of it where it's like, oh yeah, this is super simple. But there are other parts where it's like, okay, I'm not quite sure, you know, like, Block-a-Pix, right? Um, Here, maybe just so you are aware of what they're kind of all about, let me kind of um, let me see if I can show like a um, Block-a-Pix rules. So, um, so if anybody doesn't really know, like, so the, one values are, just simple clicks, and you fill them in. Twos, they have they can only go 2 blocks. Threes, 3 blocks. Five blocks, so on and so forth, right? And, some of them can be squares, rectangles, straight lines, you know, don't really know. Now, obviously, there are some things where it's like, okay, this can be really easy. Like, the 7 straight line can't be there, so it has to be there, and 7 can't be um, a rectangle or a square, so 7 has to be a straight line, right? That's goes for any kind of odd number, right? It has to be a straight line for an odd number. But so yeah, it's there are times where it's like it could be really easy, and other times it might be a little difficult to figure out exactly where everything falls into place. Um, so yeah, that's the reason why it's like uh, at times it can be very very easy to work them out. Other times, not so much. So, um, now, what I like to do is kind of go down here and do the majority of these. I don't really like the Neuroconbe one. That one is, again, kind of the same style of these that I mentioned above. Like, it feels like I have a little too much guesswork here than anything else, so it doesn't really work out very well. There are better Sudoku puzzles out there, in my opinion, that work well. Not to say that this one's bad. It's just I've found better ones. Well, here, let me explain. Okay, so we're gonna go for the free one. Obviously, I don't have any credits to purchase any of the more advanced versions and the like. So, okay, 1 second. Let me go ahead and get this set up here. So you guys can all see the Sudoku puzzle. And there we go. It's really quite distorted, I know, but I mean, it works, right? So you all can kind of see. So, okay, so if you know Sudoku, great. If you don't, I mean, I can always explain it to you. Let me know, in the comments if you're like, oh, what are you doing? I have no idea. You know, but um, I'm gonna kind of go and do my normal thing, which is, penciling in, where values can be, at the very start, right? And this is the reason why, uh, you know, I'll explain why, this one isn't as good. Maybe someday they'll update it to allow for it in the future, but they never have. I don't know if they even will in the future. Um, but um, so I'm yeah, here's all the ones, right? So Twos. Oh boy, we got quite a number of twos to fill in here. This will take a while. In some ways, I kind of wish that there was like maybe even an easier way to pencil in instead of having to kind of do like individual as well. Like, hey, give me a selection where I can just kind of fill everything in with, one particular, allow for me to pick, pencil in this number, and there you go, you know, and then I can just kind of click on the box and go, okay, these are definitely, these numbers, that kind of thing. But, no, not five, two. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot of twos that are out there that I don't really know. So not exactly a great one to start off with. Okay, threes are a little bit better. So it's that one or that one. We got these four. Okay, so that one has to be a three. So those boxes are clear, that box is clear, so it has to be that one. So, and with that, we have a pencil in three there, pencil in three there. There we go. Okay, let's go to fours. There we go. And then we got these two here. Now, I know because of these penciled in there and that penciled in there, both of these are out. So that has to be, that top row has to be fours. So I can clear out those, right? So there's that. Now let me look at fives here. We got single five there, single five there. And those are gone, so that has to be a 5. Bam. Notice how I put that 5 in, and it doesn't clear out this pencil mark. That's the main reason that I don't really like the um you know I would love to see where if you put in like the main 5 here, it clears out the pencil marks. That's all. Um, who knows if they'll ever, see this. I don't even know if they even watch anybody do any kind of streams on these. Maybe they'll see it in the future. Who knows? But, um, but you have to manually like clear out the pencil for it. So that's all. That's a slight, you know, like I said, it's not bad. It's not terrible. It's just, I've seen some apps where it instantaneously clears out the pencil marks. So that's all. If they were ever to set that up, then it'd be you know so much nicer. But um, but yeah. All right, so fives are done. It'd also be kind of nice to have like a little indicator saying like, hey, have you cleared out these particular numbers? Like fives are done. You know, little suggestions here and there would be, you know, but okay, so we got 6 and 6 clearing out these two rows there, so that has to be 6. There we go. That column and that column is cleared out because of the 6s, so this has to be a 6. So awesome. Let's see. Okay, unfortunately that's about as much as we can do right at this moment in time. We got 6 there and 6 there, so that means that's a 6 and that's a 6. Don't really know anything more. That's blocked, so that's a 6, or that's a 6. That and that's blocked, so we know that's a 6, that's a 6, or that's a 6. And only that one's blocked right at the moment, so that one, that one, that one, or that one. Okay. Alright, so we got 7 to 7. That means that this is the only spot for a 7, so there we go. We got those two clear, so that has to be a 7, or that has to be a 7. These 4 have to be 7s. We don't know where anything. We don't know anything else yet. We got that cleared out and that cleared out, so that this one has to be a 7. So that clears out that pencil mark and that pencil mark. There we go. Then we got these two taken out by the 7s. We got this one taken out by the 7, so that means that one's 7. So there we go. So we just have these two, well, these 4 left, but we don't know exactly where the 7 lands on either 2 of these large boxes. So, all right, 8. What do we got here? We got that row cleared out, that row cleared out, so that has to be an 8. We got that column cleared out, that row cleared out, so this has to be an 8. We got that row cleared out, so this has to be an 8. We got this column and this column cleared out, so this has to be an 8. So that leaves, we have an 8 here, we have an 8 here, we have an 8 here, and an 8 here. So there's that. Last is 9. Okay, so we got 9 there and 9 there. This row's cleared out, so that has to be a 9. We have this row cleared out, so these two have to be a 9. This row and that row is cleared out. This column's gone, so this has to be a 9, and that has to be a 9. Oh, clear that. We're just going to pencil it in for right now. I know this has to be a 9. I get it, but, you know, right now, we're just putting the pencil marks in for right now. I'm just, you know, making absolutely sure, you know, or, you know, I'm just kind of showing you what my mind goes to, right? So that column's gone, so those two have to be a pencil mark, which, you know, typically means that this, you know, this is the only option that you have, right, for this box, which means that has to clear out that one, which means that, you know, has to be a 9. Or another way you can do it is the fact that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That leaves 9 being the only possibility that you have there. That's why I'm like, you know, wanted to kind of explain, you know, why. So for anybody that, you know, maybe you're kind of confused as to what's going on, right? So we have that box cleared by the 9, but everything else is still unsure about. You know, same with these here. Because that box is cleared. Okay, so we got all of our pencil marks. Now we can fill in things, right? Because we have 2 here. There's no other pencil marks, so we put in a 2 in there. That should clear out this 2 up there. And then, of course, we got the 3 there, so we can clear out that 3, which should clear out that 3 there. We can also, because we also put a 2 there, we can clear out these other 2s. They shouldn't be there anymore. Okay. Now we have a 2 over here. We can put that in, and we can clear out these pencil marks. And we can clear out that one. Yes, those don't no longer apply. Okay. And then, of course, an easy one is this one right down here, which is the 3. Put that one in, clears that pencil mark out, clears out these pencil marks, and there we go. Next one is, the fact that we have a 9 here. So put that one in, clears out that pencil mark and that pencil mark. We got a few more options out of that. So we got a 4 here. That clears out that one and that one. Which allows for me to select that one as a 4 as well. But, for right now, we're going to kind of skip that. We'll come back to that later. We'll go with the 6 here, which clears out that pencil mark, this pencil mark, and there we go. I'm going to put the 4 over here, which clears out these two here. Clears out that one up there. Okay, we got the 1. So clears out these. Clears out that one. And clears out that one. We got the 9 here. Clears out that pencil mark. That pencil mark. And that pencil mark. We got the 6 here. Which clears out these two. Alright. I'm gonna go up to this one here. We got the 1. Clears out these two. Now, I mean, at this point, I could probably just, not even bother with, clearing out the pencil marks. I'm just doing it so people understand how my mind kind of flows, Like, I can solve this right now, Matter of fact, now that you kind of see, how my mind kind of works, I can just go ahead and, just kind of put everything in perfectly fine and tackle everything. Fairly easily. Fairly easily, but as you can see, and even I get stuck from time to time on this. And we're done. There we go. Simple, easy. All right, close that one down, and we're back. So, I mean, like I said, it's not bad. I just feel like they could probably, add a little bit more code in there to make things a little bit easier. Or, allow for you to kind of do a little bit more auto processing and stuff like that. So that's all. All right. This one can also be quite a lot of, writing in pencil marks and stuff like that. What I like to do is I like to kind of go to battleships first. This one's a kind of an interesting one. I like this, particular puzzle. Let's see. You guys aren't seeing it right at this moment in time. Let me go ahead and switch on over to it. I just want to make sure that I'm not like showing web pages that are like my email and stuff like that. Don't really want to show that off. So, all right. All right. So now, if you're not quite sure what Battleships is all about, the numbers on the bottom and on the right indicate how many I guess you might say, battleship parts are in that row and column. So like, for example, this 5 indicates that there's 5, ship parts in this particular column, and that's it. A 0 means that there's nothing here. I absolutely know for certain that there is no parts whatsoever in this spot here. Okay. This spot right here, which came naturally, they gave it to you. There's, the one right over here means that there's no other parts in this row. So, another thing, I cannot put a battleship part next to something that is a confirmed circle or a single part. So I know that that has to be empty in that particular spot. Same thing with, you know, next to basically an end piece here. So if I was to do something like that, it's basically saying, hey, you can't have these, so these have to be water as well. So, and seeing that this, is a end piece, meaning that there's an extra piece afterwards, I know that that has to be a piece. That has to be a part, which means that this being a 1 over here means that that's all clear. Okay, now here's where things get a little interesting because now I have to, um, figure things out a little bit more. So, next thing, can't have a part there, so that has to be water. Now this could be a piece or it could be water. Don't really know, so I have to leave that blank for now. Next thing that I want to do. Now I could put, 4 spots there for this, but the problem is that, it could, and the 4 spot could be there as well for this one, but I don't really know. So, but here's a thing that I can figure out. See this 4 here? There's 1 spot there, 2 spots there, and another spot there for a total of 4. So, and seeing that I can't have any, parts next to each other like this, I know that that has to be filled in and that has to be filled in. So there's that. We got a 3 here, so we got that, and that, so that's good. Same with this 3 here. There we go. And I know that spot there has to be water. So this 1 has to be there, which means that can't be part, so we fill that one in. Same with that. So now with the 5, I know that that's filled in and that's filled in. So there's that. All right. I know that this can't be a part, so that's water right there. Okay, so now we're at a part where it's like, okay, I still have this 4 spot, which there's no other possibilities that I can go with other than right here for this 4 spot. So, that's it. It can only be there. So, and last but not least, we have, what's remaining. A ship that's 3 parts long and 3 individuals. So, now I can't put a 3 here. I can't put a 3 there. I can't put a 3 there. So the only possible 3 spot that I can do is that one right there. So for that row. And then we got 2 here. So that clears out that and that. So that's good. This one's filled in. That one has 2 parts already. And then we have a single spot remaining there. And we are done. Easy peasy. There we go. Okay, so next, we'll keep on doing this for another 30 minutes. This one can be a little rough depending on the puzzle, depending on the puzzle size. It could be really easy or it could be, kind of challenging. Here, let me kind of show you what I mean. Okay, so they say the difficulty is easy, but let's go on here. And let me switch on over so you all can see the puzzle. 1 second. Okay. Unfortunately, the puzzle like changes every single time, so I don't know if my sources will kind of work with it. Maybe I should try to like set things up a little bit more on it. I don't know. There we go. Transition over to it. All right. So, in this one in particular, I cannot have two. Um, we have the a black spot and we have a circle, right? The circle means that there's no other duplicates, on the row or column. Okay. Um, so for example, if I have this and that, that's incorrect. I cannot have duplicate sevens on this row. Okay. With that in mind, I know that because I can't have duplicate sevens, I can figure out that, well, I can't do this and this. I can't do that and that. So that means that, normally whenever I see triplets there, I know the ones on the end are voided out and the one in the middle is the correct value. So, so and when you see triples, it's pretty easy to do for the most part. Um, so that's a little bit of a hint if you are playing this puzzle, right? Same thing with like this one here. So I can't do that and that, right? Well, okay. Let me explain something a little bit more. Whenever you have a black square like this, you'll know that um, the the cardinal directions, around it, or up, down, left and right, north, south, east, west, you know, those um, those values next to the black square are automatically, you know, correct. Okay, they automatically state anything surrounding a black square, will be correct answers. Okay, there's no other, like there's no other one viable on this, row or line, and if there is, it has to be wrong. Period. Okay, because here, let me see if I can match. Okay, so let's say we have this 9 right here, right? We have this other 9 over here. Well, if this other 9 is again another circle, that wouldn't work, right? Both can't be right. And this one can't be right because then that would mean that this one also would be a black box, which doesn't work, right? So that one has to be the correct answer, and that one has to be false. So, okay. And then we have, those around. I'm going to kind of check those, the rows and columns out a little bit later, but for right now, I want to kind of explain. I wanted to explain this a little bit first, just so people aren't, completely confused, right? Because if I was to put a black box on this one right here, right, then that would mean that these two are supposed to be correct, right? Well, that's not possible, right? Because you can't have the same number in the same row, you know, with each other. And you can't have either one of these, like that. That doesn't really work out. So whenever you see something that has, um, two numbers, with a number right in the middle of this, duplicate numbers here, like this, then that means that that has to be the correct value. Because it can't be a black box, it has to be a white circle. Okay, or it has to be a circle. Okay, same with this one right here. So it's this one, and this one's also kind of a nice way to kind of see, you know, other possibilities, on the game board, right? So normally what I like to do is I like to kind of check around for triplets first because they're typically the easiest ones to spot for the most part. And, I don't see anything on the row side, anything on the columns. Not really seeing much in the columns in terms of triplets. So it looks like, that one was the only triplet that we had. Okay. Then I kind of look for the twos here as much as I can. Sometimes I miss some, but, like I caught those two. I see that there's one there. I see one there. Let's see. I mean, this one's already given. Not really seeing. Oh, there's one there. Not really seeing too much more here in terms of spacing. Okay, well, I think that's gonna be it for right now. I don't really see much more for those. Another thing that I noticed is these three right here. The 3, 3, and 3, right? Well, so here's a slight problem with it. If I do 3 there, then that means that those have to be, the boxes, right? But that doesn't work. Can't have two boxes next to each other. Okay, so I automatically know that this one has to be a box. Okay, so that means that either this one is a circle and that one's a box, or that one's a circle and that one's a box. But I don't really know. I don't know, which one of these is the correct answer out of the two. I only know this one has to be a box. So, definitively. Okay. So, okay. Now, next thing that I want to do is I want to go through, go look at all the circles and box up everything that is in the row and in the columns, or, in the rows and the columns. Um, that can't be correct. Like, for example, this 8 here, right? So I look at the column, I notice that 8 can't be correct. And same with this 8 over here. So those 8s are gone. Can't have anything more there, right? Let's check out this 4. Okay, nothing in the row column with a matching 4, so we're fine on that one. So I'm going to do the same exact thing for for all the other circles that I have. So 9. Okay. 6. Nothing. 5. No. 7. No. 1. No. 10, no. 1, nope. Got 10 up there, no. 4, no. 2, no. And 5. There's one there. And that's it. Okay. Now, next thing I like to do is, go back through the boxes that I have already marked and surround them with the circles, right? So, because, I can't have two boxes next to each other. So we have 7. I'm going to check automatically. No, there's 7s. 5. That one's a box. Nothing else. We got an 8 there. Nothing else there. All right, we're going to go over here. 2. Nothing. 3. Nothing. 6. Nope. 7. No. 4. There's a 4 over there. Nothing else. 2. Nothing else. Okay. Let me come back over here, finish off this one. We got a 9 there. Box that one up. And nothing else. Okay. I'll come back for a little bit more tips and tricks a little bit later, but I'm just going to finish off the rest of the boxes, right? So we got a 4 here, which means that and that is gone. I don't see any more 4s there. I'm going to do 9 there. Nothing else. 9. Nope. 8. No. 7. No. 6. Alright. Alright, let's go over to this one. I got the 5. Nothing else. Okay, we'll go to this box up here. I got the 3. Nothing. 1. Nothing. 10. Nothing. 7. Nothing. 2. Box that one up. Okay. 6. Nothing. 3. Nothing. 1. Nothing. 9. Nothing. And 6. Box that one up. Let's see. Okay, let's go over here. We got the 3. Got nothing. We got the 1. Box that one up. Alright. And go back over here. We got the 10. And nothing else. Okay, so here comes another, another little bit of information, for those of you that have never played it. We're going to go to this one right over here. So the 7 here, okay, this one has to be a circle. Why? Well, if it's a block, then that means that, um, one of the, smaller rules of this particular puzzle is that all the circles have to be next to another circle. Okay, it can't be isolated. Okay, so having this 7 here basically isolates the 1, which is against their rules. So they're basically saying that 7 has to be a circle. Okay, I don't see any other 7s. Same with this one right here. This 2 has to be, has to be a circle, because if you block off that one, that isolates this and isolates these 4. That can't happen. So that one's a 2. That has to be a circle. And I don't see any other boxes that we can do here. We got the 9 here, which means that's a box. And I don't see anything else, so nothing more we can do there. So we got another box. So let's go ahead and check out the 2 there. There we go. And we got the 8. All right. 5. Nope. 6. Nope. 10. No. Okay. All right. Next, we got the 4 right over here. That has to be a circle. But there's no other 4s around, so there's that. Okay. So, now we've pretty much covered everything concerning like all the circles around the boxes. We got all the little odds and ends from time to time. Here's another thing that I need to kind of go over, right? So we know we can't have ones that these two being boxes, right? Because one, it isolates the 8 plus um, it just causes, well, I mean, having both of them as, you know, boxes isolates the 8, right? Which we can't do. We also can't have them as circles because once again, can't have 2 circles with the same number in the same row or column. So this is also not possible. Okay, so it either has to be, something like this, where you have, a single 1 and a box, or single 1 and a box, but we don't really know, right? So, but with that in mind, with, like, say I have this one as boxed up, right? If I was to box up this right over here, then this isolates all the circles that are in this particular corner, and I can't have that, okay? Same with something like this, right? So, this isolates. So I know for certain that this 7 has to be a circle. Okay? Same with this 2. If I have the 2 blocked off there, we're basically isolating this area in the same manner. So this 2 still has to be a circle. So because those 2 are circles, I can look to see if there's any 7s in the row and column. Nothing for 7, but for the 2, we got a box right there, and that's it. So, and we can work with this a little bit more. We got the 2 here has to be a circle, so we box up that one. And the 3 there has to be a circle, so there's that. So, awesome. Now, with that in mind, we can go ahead and circle up this one. Box that. Okay, nothing else there. We can circle up that one, but no other boxes. We can circle up that one, and we can box that. No other boxes there, or no other circles. And we got the 7. Okay, nothing else there. We got the 9. Nothing else there. Okay. Once again, this one has to be a circle because that box isolates. So that has to be a circle. So that one gets boxed, and that one gets boxed. All right. So we got the 5, which I mean, again, I would have already mentioned that boxing that would have isolated. So, but that one's a 5. So there we go. We got a 6 here, but no other boxing available. We got 9, which can box that one. We got the 3, which boxes up that one, and and we can pretty much solve it here because we have the 1 there, boxes up that one, which makes that. We can circle up that, circle up these, and we box up that one, and we're done. So, pretty straightforward puzzle, although there are, a little bit harder challenges from time to time on this one. Um, this one was simple enough that I didn't really need to explain one of the other rules that they had, which was, you can look on their webpage. They kind of break down the rules for you. one of the other things that they talk about is um, if you see that there's a number on the row and column that has no duplicates there, like it's the only one available, um, like let me pick an example here. Say this 3 here, right? This 3 has nothing on the row and no other 3s on this column. Okay, that means that it is guaranteed that this 3 had to have been a circle because there was no other, um, you know, uh, duplicate on that row or column. So that's all. You know, that one gets a little um, choppy because it's like, I normally hold it for like the last possibility of like, checking for anything, any, circles that are out there, because otherwise, um, like if it's like a really large puzzle, then it can be a little difficult to, um, you know, like I might miss like a duplicate on that row column. Like I might accidentally select it kind of thing, thinking that it's a circle when in fact there's an actual other number on that row column depending on the size of the puzzle. So I don't necessarily recommend doing that like at the very first. Look for the easy ones, the triplets, you know, um, the doubles, kind of next to each other, you know, as slight indicators. Those are kind of easier to deal with, right? So, all right. We got 10 more minutes. We can probably try to go on to one more puzzle. Slow link can be a little challenging. Let's go into Hashi. It can be a little challenging, but I still enjoy the puzzle. Um, so let me go ahead and bring that one up real quick. Oh wait, hold on. Webcam. Let's bring up the actual puzzle. There we go. And transition over to it. There we go. All right. So now for this particular puzzle, it's a little bit it can be a little challenging here because in this one you have, if you hover over one of the circles, right, you can kind of see these little tan lines next to it, right? Okay, these are basically the, possible connectors to a circle. Okay, a circle has to connect to another circle, right? The number on it indicates how many connectors you can place on it. See how, by putting this one here, this one has closed off. I cannot put any more connectors on any of the others, right? So I have to be absolutely sure, you know, about where the connectors are there, right? Um, same and now um, if you have, you know, like something with 2, that means I can have 2 connectors. But it also depends on who you connect it to. See, I can't do 2 here, but I can do 2 here. Okay, but that's the max you can do. It's either 1 or 2 connectors. That's it. You can't have a total of 3. Okay, like, I can't do 3 connectors here. It's either 1, 2, or none. Okay, so Now, that's real nice because, you look over here at this 8 here, and you can only have 2 connectors in the cardinal directions, and there we go. So I know, for example, this has to be correct. Okay. Um, another point to make on this. Okay. All the circles have to be connected with all the other circles. Okay. They all have to be connected in one way or another. Okay. So, for example, something like this is illegal. It cannot work. Okay, because these ones have to be connected to the rest of the network. Okay, so I know this connector right here cannot be possible. So so that's not possible. So that means that this is the only option for this single one here. Okay. Now for this one here, I don't know if it's this one or that one. I don't really know. So I can't select either one of these, right? So now these threes are a little interesting because you can only have 2 and a 1, right? And that gives you the 3. But I don't know, in some of these, I don't know where they might be. Like, this 3 here, I don't know where, I could have, 3 singles and it still works, right? I don't really know. So, but I look here and I see, well, I can have 1 there and then 2 there, and there you go. We're full up on the 3. There's no other possibilities for that 3 to have, so there you go. So we have this one. The only connector it has is right there, so that gets filled in. So we got 1 and 1, but I don't know where the 2 is. It could be there, or it could be there, but I don't know where it might be. So now we'll just have to hold off. So we got that there and 2 there, so that's awesome. This 2 is the only, can only be connected to that one, so there's 2. There we go. So we got 1 and 1 here. All right. Just doing a quick scan through. Now, I look here and I notice like if this line wasn't here, I'd be able to place a line there, right? But I can't because this one has to have a line there, right? I can't have triplets here. It's either 1 or 2, so there has to be 1 there. So that means this 3 here has to have a 1 there, which clears out this one, which means I can't have 2 there, which means that one has to have a 2. So, okay, we got a 1 and 1. Now, what's nice about this is the fact that, because I placed a 1 there, I can't have 1 there, right? Can't have triples. So, so that means that I can have 1 there. Now, I could put a 2 there, but it could also be there as well. So I don't really know. Okay. 6 has too many possibilities. Now, to say something about this, I can't have 2 there. Once again, that isolates these 2, which is impossible. So, but I can have 2 there, right? But I don't know if, like, it could be that and that. It could be, but I don't really know. But I know that, if anything, there has to be 1, I don't know if there's anything here, but I know that there has to be at least 1 here, so, which means this 3 has 2 connectors there, which is nice. I don't really know too much about what's going on here. I can have 2 there, I can have 2 there, or I can have 1 and 1 there. Don't really know. Okay, this 4. because I only have two possible connectors here, I know that there's two there and two there. There we go. Same with this 4. Two there, two there. So, and this 2 is isolated, kind of isolated, so there's the 2 there. Now this 5 has 3 taken up, but it only has one other connector, which means there's 2 more there. So, we got 2 there. Okay, we got 1 there, 1 there. We got 1 there. We got that 1 there. There's that one. Now this 2 could be here, or it could be there. I don't really know. And unfortunately, this 1 could also be over there. So now, well, here's the thing. I know the 1 can't be there. You want to know why it can't be there? Because of this 4. Why do I say that? Because the 4, if I block off this passageway, then this 4 only has 2 spots, right? And I can put 2 there, but I can't put 2 there. So that one can't be, this one right here cannot be possible. So the 1 has to be put there. Okay? But I don't know where this 4, the 4 might have a line going up that way. So I don't really know much about what this 4 is dealing with. But I know this 3 has 1 there. And well, I can't put 2 here, so we have to do 2 there. 3 has 1 there. We know the 3 there has to have 2. That clears out the 5. That means there's no connector left there, so we have to put 2 there. 2 doesn't have any connectors there anymore, so we put 2 there. 2 there. And 1, 2 there. All right. Now, let's look at this a little bit more. We got the 2's kind of isolated there, so we have to put that. We got 1 there and 1 there, which means this 1 has to go there, which means that goes there. We have this 3 going there, which means we have this 1 going there, which means that. And this 2 goes there, 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 and there. And we're done. That one can be, I've had my fair problems with, this kind of puzzle in the past. Before, where I can't necessarily see where all the possible lines can be. So it can be a little challenging at times. So, but, it's a fun one. I enjoyed it. When I was playing. Where did I see it actually? Actually, I think I saw it at college. My college had a newspaper that they would bring out about like everything that's been kind of going on, a little college newspaper, and it would have a Sudoku puzzle, every edition that they brought out. I forget exactly how often they brought out their newspapers, um, but it had a Sudoku puzzle. And one day they brought out, they introduced a Hashi puzzle, in replace of their Sudoku puzzle. So I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. But they didn't do it that often. They didn't have it like separated. It was either, it was either you know, a Sudoku puzzle. It was more of a Sudoku puzzle more often than not. But when they showed off a Hashi puzzle, I was like going, oh, okay, this is interesting. So I, looked around to see if I could find any other places where I can find, you know, a Hashi puzzle. And, being fact that I was a poor college student at the time. I needed to find some place that offered, free puzzles. And well, that's how I found Conceptis. You know, Conceptis had um, their, weekly puzzles that they would bring out, and I kind of appreciated that. So, so yeah. But that's going to be it for today. We're going to go ahead and close on down for, Conceptus for today on this one. We still got more puzzles to kind of work through, and maybe, I'll show you what I'm kind of talking about with these, like maybe later on in the week. I'll go and show these off and show how difficult they can be. Now, obviously, as you can see, you know, if you want to support them, they have the ability for you to purchase puzzles. So, if you want to, if you have, if you want the challenge of having, going through these puzzles in your spare time, you know, and you have, some um, um, some spendable cash. I mean, this is an option if you guys want. Okay, I'm not sponsored by them. They gave me the okay to do this on stream anyway, so they're not going to give me any kind of like special benefit or anything along those lines, nor am I going to expect it. But know that there's a lot of puzzles for you to play through, to purchase, to, if you are, you know, like a poor college student or unemployed like I am right at this moment in time, and you want to have, a slight challenge, you know, they have their weekly puzzles. So, in some ways, I'm kind of thankful that I don't have the money because, I could see myself, like purchasing, purchasing extra puzzles, to kind of play, so I can see myself kind of getting myself a little addicted to it. So be careful with that. So, but that's available if you guys want. So, all right, but that's going to be it for today's Conceptus portion of the stream. We're going to go ahead and switch on over to Warframe. Um, I forgot to do any form of like editing. I, as I kind of mentioned on my Discord, there's an option for me to. Well, here, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. And I'll just kind of have this as a more of a live discussion than anything else. So, all right, stopping the recording. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you're watching this later on YouTube. But yeah, all right.